Hey everybody, you're live again with TK. And I'm doing the stream this morning, actually this afternoon. It's an afternoon lunchtime kind of a stream. I had some errands to run earlier today and I wanted to do the stream, but I can't really go outside because I'm under the weather, guys. The cruise got to me. I woke up with a really bad headache this morning. I still have that scratchy throat. It's tough to swallow. So I'm full of cough syrup right now, but I think I'm doing okay. I think hopefully I'll get over this pretty soon. I'm also fasting at the same time. I'm on this OMAD diet. Do you know what OMAD is? OMAD is one meal a day. So I ate yesterday, I had a burger, and then I'm waiting 24 hours to eat again. So this is going to help me get over that hump. And it'll allow me to get rid of all those salts and water from the cruise so that I can shrink back down to where I need to be, the proper weight. So I'm doing that as well. Hopefully you can hear me because I got my microphone in, so we're going to test that out. Hopefully you guys can hear me. So when you start coming in, make a comment, please. Let me know if you can actually hear this, and we'll test it out right now together before I go in any streams. Hey, Tracy, how are you? Nice to see everybody. We're 7 strong right now, and I know you guys are on lunch hour, so I wanted to try out this microphone. It should be very good. It should be able to cancel out any kind of outside noises, background noise, and anything like that. And I can walk around with it too. Loud and clear. Great, great. So I'm going to pin it right here to the stand. So that means that even with the stand right now, you're not getting any kind of woo, woo, woo in and out, and it sounds like it's coming from underwater. So there is a downside though. If I walk around with it and there is music playing on my speaker, it'll get more distant and distant and distant. So the only way to fix that, to remedy that, is to turn off the mic when I leave the table. Let's say I go to the bathroom and you guys still want to hear the speaker, I'll have to figure out a way to do that. But there's always a downside to everything. Oh, it's vibrating your brainstem? It's that loud? Wow, that's a good thing, guys. That's a good thing if it's that loud. Wow. All right. So tell me what a normal tone is. I'm inside right now, and I have a high ceiling, so there's kind of an echo. All right. But just let me know so I can regulate the sound. This is something that I've been waiting for because I hated the fact that you guys couldn't hear me at all. I sounded like I was underwater, and I'm indoors right now. It's way too hot. It's a brilliant, glorious day today. There's not a cloud in the sky. It's probably going to reach 80 degrees. It started out at 60, but that's what happens when it warms up. The area right down here is actually jam-packed with vehicles and stuff coming in for the boat show, and it's just absolutely crazy. They closed down Flagler Drive, so there's a lot of traffic in and out of the town. There's a lot of bustling action, so there's a lot happening here. So can't wait for the boat show. That's one of the events that I want to have planned too. But I just wanted to give you guys an update. I've got the mic going. Hopefully we can use that in the future and it won't be an issue. So I wanted to make sure that you guys can hear me. So I'm getting messages right now. Of course, I'm watching the market. Things have been shaky the last few days, and I hope everybody's protected. Yesterday, actually, as that carnage occurred, and the day before, I was selling my volatility. So I was making some money as the market was going down because I didn't believe it could sustain those levels. So I was selling. Not greedy, just nothing wrong with taking a profit, guys. There's never anything wrong with taking a profit. Can I add some bass? I'll have to look into that. I don't know. I don't know what the levels are here for the microphone and what I can do, but I'll look into that. So it's not as bassy as you need it to be, because with the echo inside my apartment, I figured it might be heavy. Now I sound muffled too, right? I'm stuffed up. My head is throbbing. Again, I've been coughing. I took some cough medicine too, so that's why I'm not doing any streams maybe for the next couple of days, but I have some things planned. I definitely want to do Miami, guys. I want to do Miami. There are some parts of Miami Beach that I want to get to, show you guys around there. I don't think these are places that you've seen either. So you got that. You got St. Patrick's Day coming up. There's a lot of events here on the street already. There's a nightclub event here for St. Patrick's Day too. And we're going to wait for St. Patrick's Day, and then immediately after that is going to be the boat show. After that, I'm not quite sure. There was an art walk here. I'm not really sure that I can take that this afternoon. I really want to relax. I want to get better so that I'm not coughing like an idiot all the time. Just mids mostly. Okay. All right. but you can hear me loud and clear, right? Like, so if I put the mic here, it's really strong, right? If I put the mic here, really, really strong. That's what I'm guessing. So if I put the mic on my lapel and I walk around, you can hear me clearly. You just can't hear the speaker unless I take the speaker with me. But if I hook it up to the selfie stick, then it'll be like this speaker is my actual microphone, not speaker, but this microphone is my actual microphone for the phone. It can pick up the speaker clearly. And if I'm a certain distance, it can still pick me up clearly. And I have a couple of them. They're not that expensive, amazingly. So that's pretty cool. You do have, and you'll be able to hear that if I forget. So just wait until I make that mistake. How's everybody doing today? Did you guys watch the Mar-a-Lago or almost Mar-a-Lago stream that I did a couple days ago? Big difference in weather. Huge difference in weather. That day was so blustery. It was unsettled weather. It was crazy. I thought it was going to rain on me the entire time. Dreary day. Today's absolutely perfect. Perfect day. You see behind me, not a cloud. So I had some errands to run today. I had to take my dad to a few doctor's appointments. We did all that. I'm busy trading and I'm busy doing my taxes. So that's what I'll be doing for the entire day. So boring stuff, but I like to have my private time to do all of that stuff too. But I do definitely want to get down to Miami. I don't know when, but I just want to let you know that I'm kind of under the weather right now, and I felt that it might be good to just do an update stream for all of you. What's my call-in number? Oh my God, Charlie. So Charlie, if you're waiting for a call, I have to get another phone first because there's no way that we can take a call. It'll shut off the stream. So I need to get another phone first. Baby steps, right? I initially wanted to get the microphone to solve the audio issue, so that now I can place you guys down on a selfie stick. You can hear me clearly, and all that works out. Baby steps. We'll do a Discord thing maybe in the future. I'll integrate some other platforms as well, maybe Instagram. I think Twitch crashed and burned, but I'm going to be looking into that. It's all about how much free time I have. I'm doing it all myself too, right? I'm getting no help whatsoever. So usually in my life, most people ask me for help. I'm not the one asking them. So that's kind of the way it's been. So I tend to not bother people most of the time, and I just try to figure stuff out myself. It's better to learn how to fish rather than being given a fish to eat, right? Get a Google Voice. I do have a Google Voice number. I do, but I just need a way to answer those calls while I'm on the move, right? Something that's light, that I can carry with me, that I can answer calls. I've got no problem with being able to answer calls and all that. We're just in the infancy stages right now. We're working out all the problems, the kinks. When we get past that, and then the audio and the video, that choppiness was because I was getting a spam call on this phone, which I can turn down, but I want some calls from other people that I'm not sure about because they might be important calls. So I'm getting spam and important calls, so I can't really block all the calls. It's impossible to do that. I don't have creditors chasing me, so I don't have an issue with that. You're going to build my channel, but I need to work with you. Yeah. So that would be great. That'd be great if you guys can contribute. I'm all for that. We can talk together, pass the time. That way I don't just babble one way. It is cool when people call in. They say what they want to say, as long as you keep it fair, right, guys? As long as you keep it fair. There's some wacky songs that are played, crazy callers and things like that. If it gets to that point, I can just turn it off. But right now, we're just trying to get started, get our feet wet, do the streams, and see how it goes, and then find some interesting places to go to, places that I love to go. Miami, I'm overdue for Miami. It's very easy to get down there. I think it's better than driving my car. It's better to rent a car there for a couple days. Just beat it up. Go anywhere, park anywhere. I don't have any issues with worrying about parking because it's a zoo over there, and getting you guys down to South Beach and some areas that I know you haven't been to, unless you are a South Florida native. There are a couple people who live in Miami that are on the stream as well. Why not join me, right? So stay tuned for that. Show us your car. It's a nice car that I'd rather not want to put a lot of mileage on. I have said in the past that it is a Mercedes. And a convertible. I said it was a convertible, but I'm gonna cut it there. It's just not very user friendly for just being, like a utility vehicle, right? So that you can go back and forth and do stuff. It's more like a toy. So I have another car that's up in Massachusetts too. I might bring that down, but I need something to just do the daily errands of the beater car. This car is something that I take care of, low mileage, that's in beautiful condition. So that's the reason why I wouldn't use my car to do this. I may in the future, guys. I may in the future. I may even do an oil change stream. Stay tuned for all that stuff. I'm not thinking in that direction right now. And I'm not going to do the apartment just yet either. There are people that have other ideas that, they can take it in different directions, and we don't need to do that right now. So I'm showing you right now. Actually, if I wasn't sick, you can see my golf clubs back there. I'd be over in Palm Beach par 3 right now doing 9 holes. It's such a beautiful day. Yeah, you want the tour. Maybe one day we'll do that. But not right now. Not right now. Now we're going to keep some semblance of privacy, guys. Some semblance of privacy so that we can continue to do the streams. I mean, if anybody really wanted to find me, you can find me. I'm at the end of Clematis Street, right on the waterfront. So it's not hard to find me. I'm up and down Clematis Street 6 times a day, guys. It's not hard to find me. No bass when mic is far. So what if I were to do this? If I do this, how does that sound? How does that sound, guys? Is that thumbs up? Is that thumbs up, Sam G? What am I hiding? Nothing at all. Is that bodies? Frozen heads in the freezer? But then I would have no room for ice cream, guys. Sounds good. All right. Thanks, Mayor. Finally, I'm getting some good feedback on that. Yeah, I couldn't wait to get it. Let me check the sound level, actually. Yeah, it's all the way up to max, so you guys can hear me pretty clearly right now. It's just that, I need to be conscious that the speaker feeds off of what the microphone's taking in, where the speaker is. So if the speaker's too far away, then the noise canceling starts to kick in on these microphones. So I have to be conscious of that kind of stuff. But that all comes, over time, And actually the sun is burning down on my neck right now. I might actually have to change that up. But yeah, it's working well right now. Much better. Thank you so much. Yeah, thanks a lot, guys. So did you like those? I know they're impromptu streams, but they're streams that I wanted to get past. I know that the internet there is not that great, so I want to be there when I start the stream. So I want to make sure that we have the proper speed on the signals, and then audio, video, and all the rest of the fun stuff. Let's see what else we have here. I'm trying to read because I have sun in my eyes again. What am I going to apologize to Elisa and rebuild the bridge? There's no apology on my end, guys. The only time I would go back on the stream is if she does apologize. So I'll still do it for free, but she has to apologize. She knows what she did, so she can create anything that she wants, any story about it, and everybody can, think whatever they want to think. But the people who know, and there's no apology needed on my end. So that's where we are with that. So I haven't communicated with her. I think it would be great if we continue to stream. It'd be great for me, especially. It'd be great for me because I continue to have that relationship with you guys. But I'm doing what I can right now. This is the type of streaming that I want to do. This is not the type of streaming that she does. This is the type of streaming that I want to do. And I don't have to do it religiously. I can do it whenever I feel that it's something that's important, something that people can learn from, and I always wanted to travel. I did watch a little bit of the stream yesterday. She was talking about traveling is boring. Like, I disagree 100,000%. I think that travel is the best way that you can learn. Out of any college, anything in the world, it's the best learning experience anyone could ever have. Don't let anybody tell you different. And that's how you get more, and you can appreciate more where you live and all the benefits we have of living in the U.S. I'm not going golfing today, Mayor, because I'm under the weather, man. I've been coughing all morning. I tried to take some cough syrup. I think I sound okay, but I am still very stuffed up. I have chest congestion. I don't want to be out there right now. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, the golf clubs are always on the ready. The golf clubs are always on the ready. I love going golfing during the season. I even go to the golfing range sometimes, the driving range. Sometimes I just do a 9-hole in and out. I'm out of there in like an hour and a half. And if I do an 18, sometimes I get a golf cart. Sometimes I just wing it and I walk the whole thing because it's a short course. I don't like really long courses. I tend to get bored when I go too long, past 2 hours. So I like the short courses. Palm Beach Par 3, as you go down South Palm Beach, that's a great place. That's a great place for a driving range. And by the way, it's in a beautiful location. It's right on the ocean, right on the ocean. So you're there putting, right? And you've got the beautiful Atlantic Ocean right next to you. What's better than that? Yeah, so today, like I said, I'm watching the market. I might definitely want to do like a street financial advisor. We can talk about what's going on, the volatility in the market right now. A lot of people are scared. There's a lot of people panicking. And this is not a time to panic. This is a time for opportunities, guys. So check out your portfolios. Don't get too scared. I hope that you didn't put your entire savings into it already. It's all about scaling in and scaling out, okay? You need to always be in cash for opportunities like this so you can get better discounts. But again, if you're worried, talk to your financial advisor. I might have somebody come in. We can discuss this. We can discuss why the stock market is doing these things. And we can discuss what could be the possible solution to bring it back to where it needs to be. Or maybe it does need to flush out. We don't know yet. The apartment tour would be good content. Why don't we do your apartment tour? So you bought Tesla Short ETF back in November. Great idea. You're doing great. Of course you're doing great. It had hit in the high 400s per share. Now we're in the mid 200s, could drop below 200. At 200 is where I would probably start to dip my toes into Tesla because it still is one of the best electric vehicle companies. Even though I still like the technology involved with combustion engines and what they could still do there. And I like the fact that I don't have to charge my car for 4 or 8 hours. I can gas up in 30 seconds. I'm an impatient man sometimes. I want to be able to do that. My favorite type of car out there right now would probably be like a gas hybrid vehicle where you have a plug-in hybrid. It can go like 100 miles. You can do all of your errands, but if you get stuck on a long trip and you can't find a stupid charging station, you can still gas up and keep going. So I think that's the best combination is a plug-in hybrid, and I think nobody does it better than Toyota at this point. So good for you that you shorted Tesla. You had the smarts to see it going straight up, and now anything that Elon Musk does wrong, a big portion has to do with his personal wealth and his behavior. So now that he's in the White House, anything negative on him is negative to his stock too. So today it's trying to bounce up. There's a little bit of murmurings of a little bit of buying on the dip right now, but I'm not too confident in it. It seems very, very shaky still at this point. We're down on the indices. I had exaggerated a little bit the other day. I said, we're heading towards recession territory. We're not quite there. We're at about 10% drop in all the indices, 7 to 10%. If we drop below 20 to 20%, that's when the fear starts setting in. The volatility starts to go up. So if you guys want to buy some protection, there are ways to do that. You can buy short ETFs or you can buy volatility indexes. And when they start shooting up, they shoot up pretty fast. When they go down pretty fast too. So the risk is measured on both sides. Okay, great. So we're 12 strong this afternoon. I just wanted to give you guys the update. Didn't want to leave you guys hanging. About fasting as well. I'm pretty much in the third day of fasting, so I've already dropped some weight. I dropped about 4 pounds. I want to recommend to you guys, if you're interested in fasting, a good start is to kind of skip a meal and see if you can go 16 hours between meals. I mean, you can have like diet sodas. You can cheat a little bit with some sugar-free candy. You can have some coffee with very, very little cream in there, but you got to stay away from the sugar. And that way you can do a fasting window of about 16 hours ideally, and then a feeding window of 8 hours. That doesn't mean that you can eat chocolate sundaes and floats and all that stuff during those 8 hours. You still have to eat reasonably, but you have to give your body a chance to absorb those calories, right? So that your insulin levels don't go up too much. You can read all about that stuff, and I'm going to give you 3 names that I think are really going to educate you very well. They're all YouTubers. They're all fantastic. One of them is Dr. Berg. He's more of the middle of the road, appeals to a lot of different people, right? And he's very, very good at what he does. His name is Dr. Berg, B-E-R-G, Dr. Berg. He is for intermittent fasting mostly, but he talks about other health issues as well. And when you start watching him, of course, you want to start watching some other people. The most intellectual, I would say, the most detail-oriented is a former decathlete, and his name is Dr. Ekberg, right? E-K-B-E-R-G, I believe. And he's a former decathlete. He gets into the nitty-gritty of how intermittent fasting works and a bunch of other things. I highly, highly, highly recommend him. And then there's one who jumped ship. He used to be a doctor. He used to be prescribing insulin medication, right, for people. But he left traditional medicine and he went to teaching about intermittent fasting and all the health benefits of intermittent fasting. And his name is Dr. Fung, right? F-U-N-G. I think it's F-U-N-G. It might be F-O-N-G, but I think it's F-U-N-G. So 3 names right there. If you guys want to get into intermittent fasting, I don't have to describe all of the health benefits. I mean, your libido increases even, your muscles get stronger. It's amazing what happens. We're not intended to just keep on stuffing our faces full of food. Naturally, we have periods where we don't find food, right? Back from caveman days. And that's exactly what our bodies are designed for. We're designed for long periods without food and to be able to sustain that energy during those periods. So stuffing your face with food, you just never have a chance to burn those calories. Calories in, calories out is still a thing, guys. So if you eat way too much and you don't burn enough, I don't care if you're running marathons every day. If you're eating 5,000 calories worth of food, you're still going to get fatter, right? And there's a lot of health benefits from intermittent fasting. And then if you don't do intermittent fasting, there's a lot of health problems that you could have, right? Cholesterol, sugar. But sugar is a big one, guys. Sugar is a huge one because sugar increases your insulin levels, and that causes the fat response to start in your body. You start collecting fat. But if you reduce your sugar intake, and for at least 3 or 4 days, you go into what's called ketosis. And you guys can look into that. And that's when your body becomes fat adapted. So instead of burning just the calories that you've consumed, it starts to take it from the stores of your body. And you're actually starting to burn that fat. And you can see it. It happens very, very quickly. Now, I'm not talking about water weight. A lot of people go on diets and they say, oh, I lost 10 pounds. Yeah, a lot of it is just water weight, especially when you have to lose 50 pounds, right? You have to get through it. And the hardest part is not really doing it. The hardest part is staying with it and having the willpower to stay with it long term. You know, everybody has a difficult life. Things come, life just happens, it gets thrown at you, and it tries to sidetrack you all the time. You have to be willing to follow through birthday parties, through holidays, and things like that. So you really have to have a good willpower and a vision of what you want it to become, and have nobody stray that vision. So that's my recommendation to you. You've done a 10-day water fast, lost 20 pounds, and stopped feeling hungry. Yes, you actually do stop feeling hungry after a certain point in time. It's the craziest thing in the world, right? So if you start intermittent fasting, the first couple days are going to be tough. You might not be able to even go to bed and sleep the entire night, right? You might say, this is torture, I'm going to give up. But that's the hump you have to get over so that your body adapts. When it does adapt, then it has a food source, which is your fat, and then you don't feel hungry anymore because it's feeding off of the fat. So if you guys want to get rid of that fat that's in the belly area, for women it's in other areas, but for me, it's of course this muffin top area that can easily come about, or the bitch tits, right? I call them the bitch tits because I want to get rid of them. It's not too bad for me. That's why I'm always careful, right? When I go a little too far, I always go down. So intermittent fasting, 3 names: Dr. Berg, Dr. Ekberg, Dr. Fung. Okay? Look into that, guys. You're welcome, right? Because a lot of people have been able to lose a lot of weight with intermittent fasting. You don't have to go on Ozempic and get blind, right? Just try intermittent fasting. All right, cool. So smudgy. Yeah. So anything that works for you that you can do long term. I also don't believe in those diets where they say, oh, you got to buy this shake, you got to buy that shake, you got to get this huge, and you don't have that food with you. What are you going to do? Carry it with you like you're an Olympian? Or so what you do in those cases when everyone else is out drinking, all your friends, and you're just drinking a Diet Coke or a water, and you don't feel like you're part of the group, what you should do is, it's okay. You can eat with them one day, but just know that the clock starts ticking from that point on. When you leave your friends, you've got to go back into fasting, right? It's just about having the discipline to stop the food and to go fasting again. Your friends are out of the picture. They don't know what you're doing at home. You're fasting, right? And then when you go out with your friends again, say, oh, I'm going to go out with Joe or whatever, and we're going to have wings. Enjoy yourself. But after that, have the discipline to jump right back into the game. Taking vitamins is fine. They're very low in calories, you know. I have mixed feelings about vitamins. There's a lot of foods that have good vitamins in there, but you know, there are cases where European food is like organic to not have those preservatives. But how do you know if something really is organic anymore, right? How can you be sure? In Europe, people have gardens, right? You pick it off the garden, it's as organic as it gets. But here, not so sure. Just be careful about the calories that you have and the sugar intake, all right? Read for the sugar. Stay away from as much sugar as possible. And all those foods out there in restaurants, guys, they're full of salt and they're full of sugar. Salt isn't as bad as you think. It's the sugar that's the culprit here. There would have been some evidence by now. Yeah, it's like taking a placebo, right? It's like taking a placebo. I'm going to change around right now the drapes because it's just way too hot. I can't even be outside. I'd be sweating bullets. It's probably already reached 80 degrees out there. Let's see. That might be a little bit better for me. So I'm located right across from the Breakers Hotel and the Flagler Museum. So that's where I am on the Intercoastal Waterway. Okay. And I'm still sniffling, so I apologize for that, guys. Still sniffling. Crazy? I don't think I'm crazy. I think I'm pretty sane, actually. So today, what I plan to do is continuing to look at the market, continuing to plan for the next week, hopefully get better very, very soon. Maybe get my ass down to Miami, do a stream over there. Then we got St. Patrick's Day, and we have the boat show, which I really love every year that it comes. I got a little bit of bad news for you. The bad news is that Sunfest has been canceled. So the big music fest that lasts 3 to 4 days, it used to last for 5. It actually used to be free. I think they're losing money. So because they're losing money, I think they canceled it for this year. And that's a big bummer because I always look forward to it. It's always the first. Oh, of course I caught that cold on the cruise. Are you kidding me? There's people touching elevator buttons all the time. There's kids running around, sneezing. They're coming from cold weather climates. They're bringing down their colds. I was very active. I was in it with the people. So, you know what I mean? You can get a cold easy. This is the second time I've gotten a cold. The last one was on the last cruise. So hopefully it'll just last, like a week and not 3 weeks like the last one. So hopefully it's not a really bad one. But I have chest congestion. I've got my inhalers working. I have the cough syrup. And I'm taking a Tylenol for the throbbing headaches. But my voice, surprisingly, I think is still strong. You want to see gators? How am I going to make that happen for you? I'm going to have to go to a used car lot, right? And just stream from underneath the cars. They tend to hang out there. They're also at the Green Market. So the Green Market is happening on Saturday. Saturday, we're going to have a Legal Shit podcast from Legal Shit Studios. And we may start talking about a legal issue which everybody is aware of for the last 30 years, and that's the Menendez brothers. Should we release them? Should we not? We might discuss that as one segment of Saturday's show. So if you guys are up early in the morning on Saturday, depending on where you are, we usually start between 11 and noon. Last week, it was a business owner that replaced me. So this week, I'll probably be there. All right, hoping everything can work out for that. And we fixed the audio issues there too. Last week we had 4 people. We had a bum audio. We had a bum mic. This time, that's out of the picture. Airboat over gators. Yeah, I know you guys. Well, for now, you're just going to have to watch Live and Let Die, James Bond movie where he jumps on top of the gators. Just watch that scene and pretend it's me jumping on top of the gators. For now. But yeah, there is an audio issue if you go on those airboats. That's going to be the problem. It's going to be a huge problem. Boat going over top gators. Yeah, I can be snapping at you. What else is scary is when you see all the sharks that come in March and April here. During that time of year, that's when you have thousands of sharks coming very close to the shore, and they're actually feeding on these small fish that also come during this time of year. And the temperature of the water is just perfect where they come and they're feeding on these fish. and then they leave because the water gets too warm during the summer. They go somewhere else. They go more north, more north, more north. But during March and April, you're going to see hundreds of them here right on the shore. And even though you know that they can't walk up to you, they're still so intimidating, it is insane. Some people don't even mind them. You want to see that. So what's actually cool to see is the manatees. They have Manatee Lagoon, which is up the road here a couple of miles, but I know that the Wi-Fi sucks on the way. So maybe I will start the stream there. They have a museum there. They have a power plant, which used to expel warm water as a byproduct. And they're attracted to the warm water, so that's why the manatees initially started gathering there. So they built a museum around it. So if we can check out the manatees. Maybe I can zoom in on them. You can check out these. They're like elephant dogs of the ocean, right? The intercoastal waterway is still saltwater, so they're really saltwater creatures, but they're beautiful creatures and big creatures. And they tend to get tangled up in the engines of boats, propellers, and things like that, so that's sad. But they're attracted to the warm water. And directly across from Manatee Lagoon is Sylvester Stallone's complex. So we might be able to take a really far look at Sylvester Stallone's place from there. So that might be a nice little stream that we do. I'm in a shark cage right now. Imagine if it's Sharknadoes, right? If it gets a little windy again, the sharks will fly out of the intercoastal on my balcony. I would love to cook them up. MAGA Stallone. I'm sure he is a MAGA guy. I'm sure he is a MAGA guy. I mean, I know that he does show up at Mar-a-Lago. I know that. Manatees, really, the ladies of the sea feel like a lady in bed. Who said that? That guy? All right. So sorry about me being sick right now. It's the best that I can do with what we got. I really don't want to be streaming outside. I don't want to overtire myself. I want to relax. I'll do some other side stuff, some catch-up work that I wanted to do. I'm going to be watching that market because if it does continue to crash and we get into the 15% drop territory, that's when people are going to start panicking. We're going to have to talk them off a ledge, and I'll have a friend that I stream with, and we're going to discuss this stuff and see how we can logically navigate through this stuff, because I've been through it before. I'm a Gen X, so I got burned by the dot-com bubble. I got burned by 9/11. I got burned by the housing meltdown. I got burned by COVID. We got burned in every which way, right? So we are more experienced than any other generation at dealing with this type of stuff. The boomers got off scot-free, except for the ones that retired at the absolute wrong time. But most of them got off scot-free, and everybody else is complaining. Your break is over. Thank you so much for joining, Smudgy. That's all I wanted to do, is just give you guys kind of an update stream. I know that the microphone is working. We might have a special guest coming up too. I'm not going to reveal that just yet, but you guys might definitely like it. So if I make my way down south and I go to Miami, on the way there might be a pit stop where we're going to see a special guest too. So keep that in mind. Keep watching the streams. Thank you so much. Tell your friends if you can so that I can increase that subscriber count and we can get to that 250 mark. That's my goal for next time, getting to that 250 mark. And I'm going to try to do my best to make the streams as good looking as possible. You don't have to see my face the entire time. I definitely love to walk, but with that comes some challenges, and that is the streaming and the signal. So yeah, we're looking into a lot of different things right now for me traveling too. I might go to Boston. That's another one. I definitely will go to Boston, but there's a bigger trip that I might take. In November, there might be Jamaica coming, and then there might be Japan coming too. Now, if I go to Japan, that might be a little bit difficult because I think they look down upon streaming over there. I'm going to have to look at the local laws there. But it's always better to ask for forgiveness than the permission, right? Sometimes. I just don't want to be locked up, right? You don't want TK locked up, do you? I mean, it'll probably be fun for you guys. You guys laugh your ass off and then go to bed, sleep yourself silly, right? Fall asleep laughing, but I'll still be in jail and no one's going to help me. So we're going to try to do our best with that. So that's a couple of things way down the road. And we have the summer to look forward to too. So I'd love to be in Boston during the summer. It's a great time, great place. Faneuil Hall area is always beautiful. I can take you to the Italian district, right? That's always cool. Hanover Street, so that's always cool. It's legal for streaming, but some people getting bad attitudes about it. So yeah, I can see how, even here, there's a lot of people with privacy issues. They just get uppity. I understand that people don't want to deal with that, right? So we'll see. Depending on where we go, we'll see. What the rules are for streaming. But if it is legal, that's a plus. That's a plus, guys. So yeah, I'm getting pretty hungry right now. I think I'm in the 25th hour, with the exception of the sugar-free cough syrup that I had and a coffee with very little cream this morning. I am at about 25 hours on the fasting, so I've dropped about 4 pounds of water weight already. We're looking for that next step is to start losing some of the fat, get myself down to 180. 175 to 180 would be perfect for me. I know I'm just throwing around numbers, guys, but this is the stuff I like to talk about, to stay within a certain zone, not go too far in one direction or the other, and stay healthy. All right, cool. All right. So, any questions for me at this point? So happy I got the mic now. You guys can hear me clearly. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. And the winner is for the IRL Queens Music Award. Asswipe, the music award. All right. I did watch a little bit of the stream. It was hilarious. So you can hear me well now. That's good. Just get the hoarseness out of my voice, But I really appreciate it when you guys join me. I know that some of them are impromptu. I'm trying to do my best. I know with a Discord server, I'd definitely be able to let you know when I'll be going live. But sometimes I just think of it out of thin air. I'm like, today I'm available. Today I'm just going to get out there. We're going to start streaming. Hopefully I have an event that I can go to, or something interesting, or something in mind that I wanted to show you that I haven't had the chance, double back, all that stuff. So thank you so much for joining today. I'm going to keep on doing what I'm doing. I'm a little under the weather. Hopefully when I get stronger and I get better, we'll be able to get out there once again and have more fun and go on another adventure. So thank you so much, guys. Appreciate it. Love you all. Bye.